The third overall pick from this year's NBA draft, Scoot Henderson, already has his own shoe, and he hasn't even played a single game in the NBA yet. But what's even crazier is that this shoe might be one of Puma's best hoop shoes of 2023. Yo guys, what is good? Zakaragi back at it again, and today we have another episode of Toilet Reviews, the series where I put a shoe on a toilet, then review for all of you guys out there. So for today's episode, we have these guys right here. So these are the Puma All Pro Nitro, and no, these are not Scoot Henderson's first signature shoe. That's still rumored to be releasing probably sometime later in 2023, I hope. But no, these are actually a special PE for Scoot. So without further ado guys, let's get straight into the review. And right off the bat, you know I gotta start with the details. So this whole colorway is inspired by Scoot's roots, more specifically a diner he used to go to all the time growing up, which is why there's checkerboard patterns all over the shoe. You can see it on the back of the shoe, as well as the logo on the sides of the shoe, and you can see them on the insoles of the shoe as well, and on the box as well. Behind the tongue of the shoe, there is 7 tally marks, which represents how Scoot is 6 of 7 children in his family, and his slogan, overly determined to dominate, can be seen on the insoles, and the short version, ODD, on the back of the shoe, which is dope. Now I really love this shoe, mainly because it gives me severe nostalgia and reminds me of this shoe right here, one of my favorites of all time, the D Rose 2 Windy Cities, and as you can see, pretty much the same color blocking, except for the laces obviously, but these do come with a similar color lace, just like the Scoots right there, but man. So this shoe obviously represents Chicago, and I know nothing about Scoot, right? So I just assumed, based on these colorway right here, that Scoot was from Chicago, but he's actually from Georgia, which is where the diner he used to go to was, so it's called the Marietta Diner if I'm not mistaken, and that's the inspiration for this colorway like I mentioned before. So going into the model of the shoe, the All Pro Nitro is actually the follow-up to these guys right here, the All Pro Clyde, and these were a performance beast on court. Shout out to Nightwing for putting me onto these because wow, these are amazing guys. Like, these are literally a Kobe alternative in my opinion at least. So, you know, these guys have some pretty big shoes to fill, no pun intended, but just based on everything the shoe has and the similarities to the All Pro Clyde, I feel like they might fill in those shoes or maybe even exceed them even. So let's get into the materials now guys. So there's not too much going on. It's a pretty standard set of materials. So the underlay is a textile while the overlay is some sort of synthetic material, and although it's basic, this type of setup does not need break-in time and feels comfortable on foot, and from a try-on perspective, I really have no complaints at all. Now moving on to the cushioning, we have Puma's Nitro Foam, and it's encased in this sort of styrofoam looking carrier as you can see on the midsole, and I initially thought that this was their Nitro Foam itself, fully exposed, but then I thought to myself, like, you know, if this whole entire thing right here, this whole entire midsole was the Nitro Foam exposed, it would lack a lot of stability and just wouldn't be good for performance basketball. So then I did my research and I found out that the Nitro Foam is encased in this styrofoam looking carrier right here. And let me just say, this setup feels very bouncy on foot, especially in the heel area. The carrier allowed the Nitro Foam to expand the right amount needed for playing, and this stuff just feels so damn comfy on foot. I'm really looking forward to trying these out on court, but I honestly wouldn't mind even rocking these casually given how comfy they are. Now guys, prepare yourselves. It's getting a little bit chilly in here. Like, look at these icy outsoles. Whew. It's cold guys, like this thing is so damn icy. Okay, I'm sorry, that's not really funny, but it makes me not really want to try that on court, but you guys already know I'll get over that and I'll wear them anyways. But for those of you that don't know, I really am not a fan of translucent outsoles for basketball. I feel like they just pick up dust a lot more so than the regular rubber outsoles, but when it comes to Puma, it seems like they've got the right type of rubber compound because all their translucent stuff has been pretty solid so far. I mean, I'll give you an example with the Mellow MB1s, so that shoe had fantastic traction and actually had better traction with the translucent outsoles versus the standard rubber outsoles. So we'll be looking forward to seeing how these perform on court, so stay tuned for my performance review. But finally guys, as far as sizing goes, I would recommend going true to size, so I went with my normal size 10 here and they fit me just fine. But overall guys, I really do feel like this could be one of Puma's best tube shoes on the market right now, so stay tuned for my performance review. Once that's out, I'll link it up here, so make sure you guys go check that out. But let me know what you think about these in the comments down below. Are they fire? Are they not? Does Scoot even deserve his own PE without even playing a single game in the NBA? Let me know in the comments down below. But we're at that point of the video guys now, it's time for hashtag Zacharagi. What you rockin'? So for today guys, you know I gotta wear these. I already brought them out earlier. So the Puma All Pro Clyde. I'm about to go hoop in these and drop buckets. But that's it for today guys. I appreciate each and every one of you guys for watching. I'm signing out. Peace.